Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, freaks and geeks at all ages, to UVMTV's Nerds at the Round Table. I am your host, David. I am joined by my friend Luke.
You're not my dad.
Okay. I'm joined by my friend Noah.
Plot twist?
And I'm joined by my friend Geena.
I'm ashamed.
Yeah, we all are. If you're new to the show, basically what we do is each and every episode we take one topic and share it with the group for thoughts and opinions on it. We talk all things nerds, so we can talk about internet stuff, we can talk about comic books, movies, video games, anything that's really on our minds. But as always, you can always give us suggestions for topics to talk about. You can leave that in the comments below. Consider liking and subscribing to the channel and sharing us with your friends. But before you do that, we're going to get into our topic for this episode, which is from Geena. What's our topic, Geena?
It's my topic, and it's fan fiction of all sorts.
Oh, okay.
All right.
And
wait,
I'm here to defend fan fiction.
Question. What are we rating this? Are we keeping this PG-13 or R? I
We
mean,
can
where
talk
are we
about
gonna...
porn.
I mean, it's an element of fan fiction.
Wait. Do porn parodies count as fan fiction, or is that different?
No, I think that's probably fan fiction. I think it's a different type of fan fiction.
Oh, this is
I'm
just-
so sorry you have to watch this, Mom.
Your mom watches the show? Hey, Mrs. Belleville,
But
good to meet ya.
that's not what
My
I
folks are
want to
gonna-
focus on. So
Okay.
if y'all want to bring it up, that's fine.
So we should set some parameters.
No, I
Well,
think
let's let her
Okay.
fan
explain
fiction
what
is
she defines
fiction
as
written
fan
by a
fiction.
fan.
if we
We-
get
We
that,
apologize
we can
for
cut it out.
anything that we offend you with.
Oh, it's fan fiction. Come on, it's never
I mean-
offensive. Never offensive.
I'm sorry, what?
All right, Geena, you were saying.
Continue. Sorry.
Okay. I want to make the argument that fan fiction is awesome. And I know that there's a lot of porn and stuff like that out there. But I want to argue that it's a really great way to express creativity through something that you already love and using it to do something that you love. And I think that it gets a really bad rep because of
The porn?
the porn, and because there's like a lot of really My Immortal, if you don't know what that is, look it up. A lot of really badly written fan fiction, which
And 50
is
Shades
that
of Grey.
person's prerogative. And 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of
So
Grey is
it's-
fan
it's-
fiction, people.
It's
It
porn,
is.
fan
Of
fiction
Twilight
porn, and it's
with
badly
different
written.
character names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Checks out.
But anyway, please continue.
I just want to say my opinion, and that fan fiction is a really great medium to express yourself, whether it's writing or making art or whatever it is you're doing. And I think that people don't always give it, like, I don't think people always think about it that way, but I think it's a great creative practice.
No, you're totally right.
Now, do you? Oh, sorry. Continue.
I think you're right. It's like any art medium, it has good stuff and bad stuff. Like, I mean, not every piece of literature is fantastic, but it's both an excellent way for one to express their own creativity and get their own work out there, but also to pay homage to characters that you love and that you maybe wanted to see go a different way, and you get to voice your own opinions on stuff that's already out there. It's an excellent way to express that.
Yeah.
Now I have a question for you, Geena. Fan fiction is very again, it's like for the fans. It's more of a I wouldn't say
Gimmick?
underground, but it's not super mainstream, at least from what I've been exposed to. Like, you're not just gonna like the only big thing that I know that's like fan fiction that everyone knows is, of course, the 50 Shades of Grey books.
Luke, you
Which-
telling me you, the Sonic fan, don't know the Sonic fan fiction community?
God damn.
I know
Let me
that.
tell you about something.
I didn't say I didn't know about it. I said mainstream doesn't know.
Well,
Oh, man.
it's not
So
really
what
mainstream.
does that make you how does that make you feel when I don't know, does it make a difference to you that the only mainstream fanfic is 50 Shades? Does that, I don't know.
So
How do you view that?
So this is like a show about nerd stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't something not being mainstream sort of like part of that?
Yeah.
That's
No,
like almost a prerequisite.
That's why I
would
approved the
argue-
topic.
Right?
That's why I
Like-
approved the topic.
I
yeah.
would argue that Star Wars is mainstream, but I digress.
Okay.
Yeah, being
So,
one of the highest
not a
earning films of all
prerequisite,
time,
but
yeah.
it's
Our
often
last episode,
It's a
people.
recurring feature of nerd stuff that it not generally, but that it is often not mainstream.
Yeah, so I would, going back to what you asked about 50 Shades of Grey, I think it certainly doesn't help anything with fan fiction, because look, if you enjoy 50 Shades of Grey, you do you.
More power to you.
You're
It's-
thinking with the wrong head there.
It's a novel about a guy
No, wow.
trying to get a girl to join his cult. Literally. Watch.
I thought it was just him
I
on
thought
his
it was
own. I
like
didn't know it
legal
was a cult
prostitution.
thing.
No, it's
Or,
just
like,
him. But
slave
the
work or something.
process he takes to get her to agree to this is exactly how cults. Like if you
Sure.
watch an analysis of how cults
That was
try to
on
get
Film
people to join.
Theory.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Film theory is
It's
awesome.
exactly
I have
you
to-
can step by step see how he does it to her to get her to do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
If you enjoy it, it's all you. Everyone enjoys their own thing. But I personally I read fan fiction sometimes, and a lot of the time it's when I've read like a book, if it's not a series or if it's a TV show that ended, because it's a way for fans of something. Like when it's over, there's not really, unless it's like Harry Potter and you've got Pottermore or something. There's nothing else there.
Cursed
But I think
child.
fan fiction is a great way for a fandom to come together and continue a world, whether it's sometimes it's with own characters living in the world. It's not actually the characters, which people do, or it's those characters in different scenarios. And I really enjoy reading that a lot of the time because especially when I finished Firefly or something like that, it's disappointing. It's or even when I just finished a book series, you sit there and you're like, what do I do with my life now? And I think
Yeah.
fan fiction is a
There's
great way
an
to
empty
perpetuate that.
space.
Because
Yeah.
it's over. and
Yeah,
You don't know what to do.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I was pretty harsh on fan fiction coming into this topic, but you've opened my eyes up a little bit. And honestly, well, here's the thing. Also, I can't be too harsh on it because that makes me a hypocrite. I've written some form of fan fiction thing. No, it wasn't official, but I did a Transformers script draft that I thought was kind of cool, which I guess technically counts.
Now, was the
Um,
script just giant pages that says
Explosion.
explosion?
Yeah.
No, literally, it was kind of like okay, so
No,
I don't
that's
know
the
if you've-
original.
I don't know if you know Transformers, but basically it was the Autobot medic Ratchet, explaining why how the Transformers escaped the planet, what they did on Earth, yada yada yada. It was pretty much like one long episode of Transformers just put onto the movie script. Thought it was okay, but it was badly written. I read it when I was in 10th grade, so
Nice.
that's that. And also I should admit I've read I think one piece of fan fiction officially. It was that third Avatar series. That pitch that had been going around about the twin avatars
Oh,
takes
God.
place after the Legend of Korra. Do you guys know
What?
about this?
No.
I won't get
please
into
do
it. Look it up for
explain.
yourself.
No,
look up Avatar third series, and it's actually kind of an interesting pitch because it
That
introduces
gives me a headache.
an Avatar that is
Not
born
good.
as a set of twins. So there's
Oh,
a brotherly,
whoa.
so there's brotherly
So do they
jealousy
both get,
there,
like,
and
two elements?
expectation. No. So there's one firebender, one earthbender. The earthbender is the new Avatar,
Oh,
and
that's
there's that
shitty.
there's that brotherly jealousy between
That's
them that grows
dude,
and evolves.
That
It's-
could actually
You
be really
totally
interesting.
it was
get
an interesting
hosed.
pitch. It was a really interesting pitch.
I'd be really pissed if I was dude.
Yeah, but
I'm the
I mean,
Avatar.
we're harsh down on fan fiction. Why I
That
don't
was
consider it
firebending.
technically an art form, technically, because I don't consider what I wrote art. I don't consider that pitch necessarily art. I don't consider it an art form, especially when it is used to exploit latent sexual desires or fantasies. And we go back to the
Yeah.
Sonic fan fiction community for that, where you have images of friggin' Shadow the Hedgehog and Jesus making out, or no, Shadow the Hedgehog and Shrek making out on the top of a mountain or something.
Have you ever
like
heard
that.
of Lotion the Hedgehog?
Lotion the Hedgehog? I have not heard of that.
I don't wanna know.
It's a
I-
pure
I-
white hedgehog. And yeah, his name's Lotion the Hedgehog. That's all
That's
you need
just
to know.
colossally unfortunate.
Is he an OC character? Do not steal.
I don't know.
Oh man, so I mean that's where I harsh down on it, and that's why I can't necessarily agree with you when I say when you argue that it's its own art form, because I also don't consider 50 Shades of Grey art either.
But that's okay. But there's that sort of thing in all types of other art. There are paintings that are like that. There are books that are like that. I mean, that's just the sexual deviancy that comes in all types of art. But you don't say all paintings aren't art because some people paint flower vaginas or whatever.
I will also argue that to your point about exploiting that kind of thing, that always existed.
Yeah.
People when they watch things or read things, they always would think that way. It's just now they have a medium
Yeah,
to express that to people. And you can argue no one wants to see that, go sit down. But I will also argue that you don't have to pay any attention to it if you don't want to. You can see it and be nah, and move on.
Right, and I'm not knocking the fact that it's sexual in general. Like I'm not knocking. Like do whatever you want. I don't-
Sexuality is a spectrum.
I agree, but what kind of like what boggles my mind personally, and again, I'm one person. You don't have to take my opinion worth a damn. But what boggles my mind personally is when it goes like so far and it can become. Again, I don't have to pay attention to this at all, but it gets to a point where like it sort of becomes a bit
Porny.
overindulgent, I guess is the word I want to use at times, and I don't always find it eloquently written. That's the other thing.
Oh no.
And
Well,
not that it necessarily has to be, because these are just average people writing out
Yeah.
what they're
Yeah.
thinking. But I mean, it just adds to that other level of like unenjoyment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's where
I
I.
think
So,
you make a fair point, but I
Are
think
you sorry?
okay.
Just clarify for me. So you're saying that fan fiction gets frustrating for you when people stop, when it's no longer elegant or it's like love the show. It's just
Oh, these are characters in the show.
Yeah.
Let's make them do it.
Yeah, and it's fine if people have these kind of feelings. Like I know, like for the longest time before it was officially confirmed, going back to the Legend of Korra, there was a Korrasami group within the fan fiction community that was kind of supporting that relationship happening, and it happened, and people were very happy, and that's great, and I'm glad you
Good
could
for
enjoy.
Korra.
Good for Korra.
I thought it was
Um,
forced.
I think so too, honestly. But good for her that she can find someone to connect with. And I think that's great
Yeah.
that fan community had that kind of reward, even though I don't know if it was always generally for that community specifically. But there's a good way to kind of express yourself through characters that you are familiar with and characters that you enjoy. But again,
will-
like when you take it through like Sonic characters who are literally sold to children as like plush dolls, really. Like
yeah, that's
they're
well, that's just general deviance, and I don't think that's necessarily indicative of fan fiction itself. It's just specific types of it. Once again, you have that in all medium of self-expression.
right, but if any
So-
kind of fan fiction dominates like modern attention, like that's always the one that reaches my insight first, like or my sphere
Well,
first.
that's-
I never hear about the really quality like Firefly sequels that are written. I always hear about, oh, look at these guys that made Sonic do fucking Eggman or something
I think
like
that's
that. You know?
an issue with like just society in itself rather than the medium. That stuff is what is
Shake your head.
popularized. What?
The thought of Sonic and Eggman.
Oh god, yeah.
But that's
Oh.
not necessarily something
My
against fan
childhood.
fiction itself. That's against like what we popularize as a society.
Okay.
And
So-
again, it goes back to, like, even if fan fiction didn't exist, people would still, like, have these fantasies or whatever. It's just now people have a way to express it, and people are like, most people are like,
We're
That's
all
fucked up.
crazy
So-
motherfuckers.
so it gets that attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still think, but beyond just, like, written fan fiction, also, like, fan art that exists.
Hmm.
You want to know
It's-
what's really good?
A lot of it is beautiful.
Do we, Luke?
Yeah, you do. You'll notice in these episodes, because I'm always going to bring it up, I'm a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. There's this really cool comic fan fiction. It's Dragon Ball Z. I think it's Multiverse or like something like that.
Oh,
but it was,
Is it Xenoverse like based off the game?
no, it was
No.
before Xenoverse, and it's just basically like, and it was before like the whole like 12 universe things was like made canon. Basically like a not an evil Goku, a good Cell ends up fighting like Goku
Whoa.
or whatever, and
Okay.
it's just like they're fighting for fun because that's what Goku does, and it's like this multiverse tournament. And it's really good.
Okay.
It's really good.
That's cool.
All right, very cool.
So yeah, that kind of fan fiction too. I'm into that. Like,
Yeah, like a lot of crossover stuff can be really
Yeah.
interesting, and also like there's a lot of fan comics or fan animations that are made, which
Yeah.
is awesome. Like
Yeah.
even some of them are porn, some of them aren't, some of them are great, some of them like aren't that great. But the fact that someone puts the time into making something
Yeah.
like that, I think that's incredible. Like especially if there's a fandom big enough, you'll find like fan animations for things or animatics, and they're really really
Yeah.
cool. And I think that like I just hate to think that like amount of effort and that like art is shat upon a lot of the time because of
Oh.
fan fiction getting on this title of like, oh, it's all gross, and
Mm.
All right.
that was my argument.
I think that's a good way to wrap it up, actually.
Yeah, unless
One
anybody else-
more thing. Hashtag deep.
Okay, hashtag deep. That's what we're gonna end the episode
Yeah.
with.
If
All right,
you-
well-
that's the key word. If you watch the whole episode, comment #deep.
Well,
Our official
right.
hashtag.
without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, freaks and geeks of all ages, thank you for joining us here at UVMTV's Nerds of the Round Table. If you like this episode, consider giving it a like, leaving a comment, maybe even subscribing to the UVMTV YouTube channel. There's a lot more going on than just Nerds of the Round Table. There's Dogs at Church Street that you can check out. You can check out the Cynic Roundup. You can check out The Current. We've got a bunch of shows happening. Always new stuff happening. It's a lot of fun. Consider sharing us with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever you got to do. Just get the word out there. We want to build a community here. We want all the nerds of all UVM and beyond to be able to interact and have a great time here. And unless we have anything else to say,
Just if you have any suggestions for future episodes, as always.
And Noah always has to add that.
I always
Yeah,
forget.
I
I,
always
don't
add-
know why. I always forget that though.
It's
So
okay.
leave,
It gives me something to do.
yeah.
Noah and
Something to
Vicky.
look forward to.
So leave suggestions for future discussion topics. And without further ado, I've been David.
I have been a person.
I've been human.
And I've been Geena.
And this has been UVMTV's Nerds of the Round Table. And until next time, live long and prosper.
Goodbye, all.
Adios.